The Commanders. The Washington Commanders came out the gate. We were knowing that this was probably going to be the pick, but it was still up in the air and if they would actually do it. Jaden Daniels goes number 2 overall. Thank you, ESPN. The sunglasses theory was working all night long. The dude was smiling. Well, except for the one. Then this is literally where the B grade came from. They went from an A to a B real quick when this pick came up. 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝘀𝗀𝗀 Newton in the second round.
That was no. It's not. So it's not bad because 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝗀 Newton is a bad player. It's bad because
it's how I felt about Brock Bowers going to the Raiders in the first round.
It's because they didn't need a defensive tackle. They needed edge, and you get a defensive tackle who, unless you plan on making some trade before the season, was one of the tackles that you have now. It doesn't.
You got Daron Payne and what's his
Jonathan
face?
Allen.
Jonathan Allen. Mm-hmm. Well, it's overkill.
It's not needed. You can't fill.
And they're under contract. I guess. Well, just look at it like this, Commanders. I hope they don't do this, but your front office is about as well. This is a different regime. Actually, let me backpedal.
You gotta redo this.
Different regime, but y'all remember what y'all did last year? Y'all got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat for absolutely no reason. I understand maybe the Chase Young thing, but not having Montez Sweat on the Commanders was stupid. It was suspect. You could have had 3 of the best defensive guys on your defensive line.
Not much is going to change because it's multiple people that own them, and they're all basketball guys like Josh Hart for the Sixers who don't take neither the Sixers nor the Commanders seriously. So, yes, Washington fans, panic. Move out. Sell the team somewhere. Sell the team again.
A guy that plays bigger than his height.
Go to Mexico or something. I don't know.
The New Mexico 76ers. Mike Sainristil. Mike Sainristil, who played cornerback at Michigan, he looks way bigger on film than he actually is. 5'9", 182.
Yeah, he did not look when we watched it, and then I forget who it was that asked like height or weight, and I looked it up, and it was like 5'9".
I'm like, what? This dude looked tall.
That shit blew my mind. I said, damn, there's hope for me yet.
Mike is a good cornerback. He grew on us, and him being in the second round that high is just they are banking on him being really, really talented, or banking off of his film that he can continue to be talented. I mean, somebody has his pro comp is Kenny Moore. I see him being a little bit more than that. I think he's a little bit more physical than a Kenny Moore, but we shall see.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And then they put some respect on my guy's name right here. The next one up, second round, pick 21, Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State.
Oh wait, no, that is second round. Never mind.
Yeah, we like Cade Stover a little bit more. I think Hayden was the only one that liked Ben Sinnott after everything. Still had him at your number 2 spot, but it was pretty razor thin with him. That was a great pickup for them, man.
I don't know about razor thin, but
well, I'm saying for him. For us, it was clear that Cade Stover was number 2.
You could have switched them.
Ben Sinnott reminds me of Chris Cooley, bro. That's my pro count for him, Chris Cooley. But he's going to give him a little bit in the running game and in the passing game because he can play fullback. So we like that pick. Brandon Coleman out of TCU, former national championship contender, played with Rashawn Slater, is really good friends with him too. 6'6", 320 in the third round. That was really good value for him. And then the one that we weren't surprised.
No.
But the world was surprised when they saw it because they disrespected my mans. And he had got a couple reps off on Quinyon Mitchell. My boy Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I guess they're banking on the fact that we better not miss out on the McCaffrey bloodline. Yeah. Jordan McGee from Temple. They got a little bit of linebacker help there. Dominic Hampton in the 5th round as well from Washington, the safety, and then Javonte Jean-Baptiste from Notre Dame, which is really good value in the 7th round. They had a solid draft, man. They had a solid draft. It's just that 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Newton one was make or break for me. This one was hard not to give him an A.
And it's not that Jaden Daniels is going to be was not
that
a
one
bad pick.
too.
I was the only one that had him winning the Heisman here, but it's more so just I don't know how well he's going to be able to translate through. And also, it pretty much already seems like they're just going to throw Jaden Daniels immediately into the Wolves rather than start Marcus Mariota. And I'm a big fan of not doing that, of having rookie quarterbacks sit for a year, or at least.
Well, he's so old that you got to start him.
The year.
His age says that you have to start
I don't
him.
care. Do we need to go back to the SEC clip of Jalen Carter picking this dude up like luggage? You want that immediately? No.
Yes. Yes.
Man, sit a year.
Yes.
I mean, I want that
them to learn
immediately.
our
I'm an Eagles fan, but like, but yeah, no, I don't. Again, it's not me hating Jaden Daniels. Nothing like that. It's just I don't think he's ready just yet. I think he needs to sit, and it looks like, from the looks and sounds of things, it doesn't seem like that's happening.
This is upsetting. Hayden?
I like this draft. I do. I like it more than y'all. For me, this is an A- draft. The reason why it doesn't go up and above to like a clear A+ for me is because of the 𝙤𝙬𝙀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 pick. Did it have my head scratched? Yeah, but I was like, okay, for where they got him, great value. He was number 4 on my big board. I was like, you got the best available pick. That's what that pick was. It was exactly like Brock Bowers in the first round for the Raiders. But other than that, I like the draft. I like Jaden Daniels going here because he's going to fit Ǩliff Kingsbury's system a lot. So that's a great pick for that. It's not like they want Drake May to someone who won't fit Ǩliff's system as much. And then Mike's
Sainer still
in round 2 is a great value as well. You get a good outside guy to go with. Oh, who was it they drafted last year? Was it Forbes?
Emmanuel Forbes.
Emmanuel Forbes to go on the other side of him to help get a very young, good cornerback room. And then Ben Sinnott, my guy, I absolutely fell in love with when I was watching Phil preparing for the Senior Bowl. Great pick there. I was worried that he would not go in the second round. I was not expecting that, but when I saw that, I loved it because they did need a tight end. You had what's his name on the why am I blanking on it?
What, Roman Wilson?
No. Starting tight end they had last year.
Logan Ryan.
Yeah, Logan Ryan, who's really not that it.
I don't know why I thought you were still talking about Mike Sainer still.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Sorry.
I didn't know what he was on about. He just started shouting about tight ends.
But you got Ben Sinnott there, who's going to be able to take the number 1 role, who I think can, and he's going to fit a Ǩliff Kingsbury's offense perfectly. The pass first offense that's going to be around a very mobile quarterback that's going to fit, and then of course add protection you love to see, and then add depth to Jahan Dotson.
He said you love to see.
He said this is what we love to see, man.
I love adding depth to the trenches. One of my favorite things a team can do. Luke McCaffrey, adding good depth for Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson there. You can have him as your number 3. You can do tools. You lost Curtis Samuel, who is a free agent, I believe.
You gonna take over for Jahan Dotson?
Stop it, man. I'm still banking on that. I was a fan of Jahan coming out. And then you add Jordan McGee from Temple and then add more depth to the safeties and edge. Overall, very good draft, in my opinion, here.
Nice. Yeah. The Commanders are just one better draft pick away from either being A or S tier. I mean,
I don't think if they would have not did 𝙤𝙬𝙀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, they probably would have been S tier for me and would have went positional need there.
I don't think they would have went S tier just because of Jaden Daniels, but they were teetering. They were definitely teetering on the brink of an A. Yeah. So, shout out to the Commanders for trying to change their program around now that you got all those idiots out your front office, and also not having Ron Rivera there that's going to ruin everything.
Oh, Logan Thomas, not Logan Ryan. You're right. Yeah.
Great start there for this new regime. Killed it in this draft.
Yeah.